Episode 172. Today we recap the Cubs series and preview the upcoming series against the Detroit Tigers. You're listening to the Bucko Banter podcast, brought to you by the Just Baseball Media Network. Cue the music.
Rockin' 101, she compliment my taste. Whiskey in my lemonade, cause I like the way it tastes. Best seats at the Pirates game, they let me run the base. Yeah, my time is like my money, cause I can't afford to waste. Wifey is a lawyer, take my date to my dates. Order steak by the plates, and in case after case, run my race at my pace, clear the grass of the snake.
Welcome back to another episode of Bucko Banner. And we just finished the series with the Cubs. Had a very good chance of splitting it. They were in every game. That's my new definition of Donnie Ball. You're in on most games. And
Same issue.
Same issue. Yeah, they're not getting blown out as much. There was two scores this week of 3-2 and two scores of 2-1. It was one-run game every single game this week. Two games went into 10 innings. Just couldn't execute at the end. Something that they love to do is score early and not do anything for the rest of the game offensively. So same old continues with this team. Played a really good Cubs team that leads the NL Central, and then they go to the first place Tigers, who are 20 games above 500.
When looking back at this Cubs series, in the back of my head, I'm like, oh, we won this series. That's how it looking back on it. Right? It's a 4-game stretch. Arguably the best team in the National League right now. I know we talked about the struggles of the Cubs bullpen, but as of late, they've had one of the best bullpens in the league. They're scoring a ton of runs. They're way ahead in the NL Central. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, like 5 or 6 games, I think.
They're clearly a very good team. And they stuck with them every single game, and they put themselves in a position, like you mentioned, to win every game. And in my head, I'm like, oh, they played really well. I could easily see them taking 3 out of 4 of this series, and they easily could have. They've been playing much better defense. And I was just looking up the numbers now for Oneil Cruz. He's a legit center fielder. I think he's actually, there's been a next step. I don't know if it's been Tarek Brock's been working with him extra, just getting more feel for the ground, but I think he was at like -8 before defensive run saved. He's at -4 right now. It's gone down significantly. He looks more comfortable out there. Adam Frazier, let's talk about that real quick, has been playing left field.
Yeah, I mean, they're keeping the bat in the lineup any way they can. That's the thing.
You have to keep your best bats in the lineup, and you have to get creative. But then that just leaves a roster spot where Tommy Pham is.
Well, this was going to be my leading topic here today.
Go into it.
Kind of like a where's Waldo, where's Canario? He played his first game since June 8th today, I think it was. I heard the broadcast say. It feels like we haven't seen him in forever. But where has he been? Did he kill someone like Joe Jonas did? Like, did that is
allegedly,
true, by the way.
Allegedly.
That is true. That is a true story. Don't cite the source. We're not going to get into that. If you want to talk about it, DM us separately. We'll talk about it. But anyways.
Allegedly.
Anyways, what did he do? He was getting consistent reps for the month of May, and he was doing well at the plate for the most part, streaky as we expected. But is he bad enough to lose at bats to Tommy Pham?
No.
That is my biggest question. So I'd much rather see Alexander Canario out there when someone gets a day off. Or, if Adam Frazier's not playing left field, let's get Canario in there. If we're doing a left field platoon of Frazier and Canario, I'd much rather see that than Tommy Pham. Tommy Pham had a couple starts this week. So it's just a weird I don't really understand what's going on. I thought at first he was hurt, but he's totally fine. Just an odd, odd amount of playing time there for Canario.
Yeah, and I don't mind if it's the other option, which is Frazier now in left field, because I pretty much trust him to play just about a little bit of everywhere on the field now, and you have to keep his bat in the lineup. It's 2025, and we're saying for the Pittsburgh Pirates, you have to keep Adam Frazier's bat in the lineup. And if the outfield is going to consist of Frazier, Cruz, Reynolds, I'm cool with that for the remainder of the year if nothing changes, all things considered, right? But if we're talking just Pham and Canario, I'm taking Canario 10 out of 10 times, at least for a fourth outfielder spot. One, because he can play center field. He can play both corners. You're probably not putting Pham in center field ever. And here's the big number. We talk about slugging on this team. How many home runs does Tommy Pham have this year? 0. He has 0 home runs. Canario has at least 2, right?
Oh, he has 3 or 4. Sorry, big deal.
I mean, I get it. Like, we're splitting hairs here. Canario has 3 home runs this year, and he's hitting maybe
215, I think.
213, yeah. Slightly better, right? But there's more potential for a spark in the lineup to drive guys in. Is he going to swing and miss a lot? Yeah. What's going on? I think it's just he's still not that good. Like, all things considered, with what we have right now.
But I'm not going to disagree with that. But Adam, like, would you rather trot out Tommy Pham or give more reps to Alexander Canario? There's more upside with Alexander Canario, and I think you're going to see a lot more excitement on the field with him than Tommy Pham. I don't see what role Tommy Pham is playing on this team right now.
No, of course, because you're in a spot where Pham is on a 1-year deal. You know he's not going to be a Pittsburgh Pirate ever again. I get on my knees and pray that that would not be the case, right? But with Alexander Canario, he doesn't have any options. Like, he's here, and this is what you have, right? So you'd think you give him every single chance to prove himself, because for the rest of the year, it's just kind of proving who deserves to be here. What moves are we going to make? Does this guy hold value for the long-term run? That's yet to be determined. Does he have a ton of potential and power and promise? Does he have a strong arm? Like, yeah, he can have a ton of tools, but again, we go back to roster construction. It's weird right now.
Mm-hmm.
We can't make the moves that you want to make. And it results with Adam Frazier playing left field, which again, it hasn't come to bite us yet, but that's just where we're at with the 2025 Pirates.
Yeah, absolutely. Before we go on to the rest of our, headlines and game recaps, Adam, I want to talk about something non-Pirates related. Something big happened today, and I just want to talk 2 minutes about it, address it, because big news in the baseball world. Rafael Devers was traded to the San Francisco Giants for Kyle Harrison, Jordan Hicks, James Tibbs, a guy that was often mocked to the Pirates last year out of Florida State, and Jose Bello, another, I think, AAA pitcher. Right. Wow, was my reaction. Did Buster Posey fleece the Red Sox? And the Red Sox continue to be obsessed with trading away their top players for nothing.
Yeah.
In a span of 5 years, they've gotten rid of 2 future Hall of Famers in Mookie Betts and Rafael Devers for Alex Verdugo, Connor Wong, Jeter Downs, Jordan Hicks, Kyle Harrison, James Tibbs. Pretty crazy stuff. I just wanted to put that out there.
I mean, I guess the problem with the Sox has been, and this is not a Red Sox podcast, we're not going to talk about it too much, but it's been arms, right? For the most part. And they do have a lot of promise, although Roman Anthony hasn't really taken off yet at the big league level. I mean,
give him time. He will.
Give him time. You have Christian Curtis. You have Josh Nixon.
Christian? Did you say Christian Curtis?
Not Christian Curtis. Christian Campbell. Sorry.
Christian.
Yeah, I'm looking at my Christian Curtis card right here. I got confused. Christian Campbell. Is it Josh Nixon Garcia?
Yeah, you've got Marcelo Meyer. You've got so many young. They've got a lot of young talent. Don't get me wrong. It's just like.
And I think the Devers trade was going to happen eventually. We saw the problems that they were having with the lack of communication and him not wanting to DH or play first base. And you could potentially bring back Bregman on another year if he doesn't opt out. So part of me gets it, but like, this is a team that got rid of Mookie Betts
for nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, let's just play hypothetical here, because this is where it's Pirates related. I think, and let me know if you disagree with this, I would much rather have Mitch Keller than Jordan Hicks and or Kyle Harrison.
Yeah. Mitch Keller's been fantastic.
Mitch Keller has 11 quality starts this year, something crazy. He's got some of the most in the league. And if you're looking for a guy to get you down the stretch and pitch deep in the games, like Mitch Keller is going to give you a chance to win every game. Imagine him with an offense. He'd probably be 9-1 instead of 1-9. Like, this is a guy that would be much more valuable to a Red Sox roster than Jordan Hicks, who's not a starter. Just let me put that out there. And Kyle Harrison, who's back-end rotation guy at best. Okay.
And potentially a platoon bat with James Sibbs.
Yeah, like, and you don't need another out. Their outfield's loaded. Like, they're trying to get rid of outfielders, and not that you really like draft on need or like you really acquire prospects that are in need, I guess. But they got a guy that's not too far off, who's I think he has 13 home runs in Double A this year, but like hitting 245. Like he's probably going to be a average big league bat at best. So I don't want to spend too much time on the Red Sox. I just wanted to, like, it just seems like big news. A big blockbuster trade in mid-June is rare.
100%. Before we go any further, shout out to Total Sports Enterprises. Make sure you go over to tseshop.com for all your Pittsburgh sports memorabilia need. That means Pirates, Penguins, Steelers, much, much more. You could find autographed bats, baseballs, helmets, jerseys, whatever your heart desires. Go over to tseshop.com. You could find the link in the description of the episode, whether that be Apple, Spotify, YouTube, wherever you get your podcast. Click that link and let them know Bucko Banter sent you. Should we get into the game recaps?
Let's do it.
I'll start us off with Thursday 3-2 loss. Andrew Heaney was very good. 6 innings, 4 hits, 3 earned, 7 Ks. Gave up 2 home runs. His ERA is at a 3.33. The home run that he gave up to PCA was
beast dog.
I mean, this guy is going to be a stud for a long time. That ball was nowhere close to being a strike. That was a fastball way up in the zone. And for him to be able to stay back, turn his hands on that and pull that as far as he did is just, you got to tip your hat to the hitter there. That does not get hit out often. 54 strikes on 76 pitches. He had 12 whiffs on the day. Isaac Mattson, we're going to talk about it as we recap these games, has been lights out, man. 1 2/3, 1 walk, 1 K. Barucki came in, 1 strikeout. Spencer Horwitz with a double in the 6th. Fraser Triolo collected some RBIs. They were dominated by Jamison Taillon all game. Like, he was unreal. He was working at a fast pace. They were talking about it on the broadcast, how quick he was working. And this kind of seems like a trend when we face Taillon. They cannot stay patient. They're off balance. They had great opportunities, bases loaded, down 3-2 with Cruz up, and he strikes out on an 87-mile-per-hour off-speed pitch. As a team, 10 Ks, 3 walks, 4 hits, 1 for 3 runners in scoring position, 5 left on base. Difference in this game, as it has been all year, well, one, actually scoring more runs than the other team. That usually helps, but the long ball, man. The Cubs hit the long ball in this one, and we did not.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think my scouting report is debunked by this game because, of course, a guy who has struggled to miss bats this year, he's pitched well this year, but he hasn't missed bats. Had like 7 Ks through 4. Shocker there. And then Isaac Mattson, I want to address that real quick. As of today, we'll get to Sunday's game. Longest active streak of batters faced without giving up a hit so far this year. He's killing it in the bullpen, man. Shout out to he's an out getter is what I'm going to start calling
Bucko Banter effect, man.
Yep, absolutely. Let's go to Friday. Skeens was incredible, as he often is against the Cubs. I feel like 5 innings, 4 hits, no earned, 2 walks, 5 Ks. He had 9 whiffs. ERA's down to 178. Majinski is back and in his role. 2 innings, 3 hits, no earned, 1 K. Ferguson earned his 8th hold of the year. He pitched a third of an inning, gave up a hit and 1 earned run. Santana earned the W with 1 2/3 innings pitched, no hits, 1 K. Bednar got his 10th save, came in the 10th inning, pitched 1 inning, had 3 gritty outs, pitched really well. I think we made him a 3-star for Friday. Reynolds and Davis each had big doubles in this game. Cruz went 1 for 5 with an RBI, his 25th stolen base in the year. 6 hits total, 1 for 8 with runners in scoring position, 6 left on base, 7 Ks. Another close game, but they came through at the end when it mattered.
The relay between Cruz and IKF, man. To get the runner at the plate late in the game. I mean, that would have taken the lead. Unreal stuff. I mean, these are the games that we talk about. How I was mentioning, you could look back on this series and say, hey, they won the series. They took 3 out of 4. This was pretty much like every game, right? Kind of unfolded just like that. Saturday, Mike Burrows with a career game. They lost 2-1, but 5 1/3, 5 hits, 1 earned, 8 strikeouts, a career high, 16 whiffs, Scott, 16 of them, 10 on the changeup, only 50% zone swing rate on the changeup. Like, it looked gross. It was everything and then some when you're talking about a prospect with a solid changeup. And feel free to step in, but a changeup for a pitcher is such a field pitch. You either have it or you don't. Like, somebody the best will ever play will never throw a changeup.
I would spike a changeup into the ground. One in every 15 pitches I could throw it for a strike, but I don't know how effective it would be. Some guys, like, you can teach spin, feel for spin, not necessarily teach it, but like it's more of an acquired skill than feel for a changeup. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah. He looked fantastic. This came down to the bullpen. Barucki came in 2/3 of an inning, gave up 1 earned. It was a Dansby Swanson solo shot to take the lead. Barucki got the L on the day. Ashcraft went 2 innings, 2 Ks. The offense, Kutch had a home run in the first inning, and then that was it for the rest of the game. He's been on fire lately. The rest of the team has not been. 6 Ks, 2 walks, 5 hits, 0 for 1, runners in scoring position, 4 left on base, grounded into 1 double play. Tommy Pham, I'll note he had 10 years of service time. He played this game, got picked off at first base, no outs, leadoff walk. Yeah, like, wasn't stealing.
Yeah.
What wasn't going. If he was going, bad decision. But, like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Like, you talk about a veteran guy, a leader, somebody who's supposed to be setting an example, who's getting limited playing time now, and you can obviously make the argument that he shouldn't be here.
Yeah.
But little things like that, man. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah,
crazy.
It's can't have that. I think they'd be much better off giving those at bats to someone else, like maybe a Billy Cook, who's really getting hot at AAA right now. But let's go to Sunday, Adam. 3-2 loss in 10 innings, another close one. Keller, death taxes, and then Mitch Keller quality start. 6 innings, 3 hits, 2 earned, 2 walks, 3 Ks. 4.08 ERA, 9 whiffs on the day. Madsen, 2 innings, no hits, 0.93 ERA. I think he's going to be a mainstay, as I've said the last 3 or 4 episodes in this bullpen, because he's just an out-getter. Santana, 1 inning, 2 hits. Bednar earned the loss, pitched a third of an inning, 1 hit, 1 walk, 1 K. Horowitz went 2 for 4 with an RBI. Only 4 hits total, 1 for 6 with runners in scoring position, 5 left on base, 6 Ks. Only outscored 9-7 this series. All 1-run games, like I said. Never seemed like they were out of it. They actually seemed like they were playing with the Cubs every single game. So the talent discrepancy, while it might seem large, is not so much if you add a bat or 2 to this lineup.
Yeah, just a bat or 2. That's all we're asking for.
and I know that, like, we don't have a Kyle Tucker, but listen, like, this team could pitch us to victory many, many games. Okay, they could pitch us to victory 85 plus games, 85 plus wins. Okay, but we don't have the offense to complement that, and that's the biggest problem here.
Yeah, or they just have 1 inning where they look really good and then they shut down.
Yeah,
it makes no sense. A team, the past 2 days, the only offense has come in the first inning.
Yep.
It's brutal, man. It's absolutely brutal. Let's take a break right here, and then we'll talk about the road trip against the Detroit Tigers. Scott, we are in Detroit this week against the Detroit Tigers. Ever heard of them?
Yeah, I think so.
Pretty good this year. Pretty good. 46-26. First in the AL Central. This is a team last year where didn't get off to the best start, got hot at the right time, and they picked up where they left off. Man, this team looks really good, and they have reinforcements on the way, whether it's later this year or next year. They've built this into a winning culture, and it's going to be a tough series. Like I mentioned, 46-26, first in the AL Central. Tuesday, they're going to have Casey Mize versus Bailey Falter. Mize this year's 6-2 with a 2.95 ERA and 61 innings pitched, 11 games, 55 strikeouts with a 1.28 whip. Arsenal, 4-seam at about 33% of the time, sits mid-90s. Then you got a split, slurve, a slider, and a sinker. Mid-rotation starter with upside if the splitter regains peak form and he refines his breaking pitches. While he may never be a true ace, his pitch mix, pitchability, and bulldog mentality on the mound would give him the tools to be dependable, innings-eating right-hander. Think Nathan Eovaldi type with less velo. The four-seam average velocity plays up when well located at the top of the zone, doesn't generate a ton of swing and miss with it, so it works best as a setup pitch rather than a put-away weapon. And then the splitter is the signature pitch here, a true plus offering that tumbles late and generates whiffs and weak contact. The splitter is most effective when Mize is ahead in the count and works off his fastball plane.
Let's go into Wednesday. This is going to be a tough one, man. We got Tariq Skubal. Ever heard of him? Versus our lefty ace, Andrew Heaney. 2024 AL Cy Young winner, Tariq Skubal. He's 7-2 this year, 1.99 ERA and 90 innings pitched, 14 games started, 111 Ks and a .81 WHIP. I think he's pushing for another Cy this year.
Yeah.
The change is thrown 38% of the time in the high 80s, the four-seam 28% of the time at 97.7 on average. This is coming from the left side, which is kind of ridiculous. He'll throw the sinker to a slider and a curve. The slider will sit at 90, while the sinker will also sit in the high 90s. He's a legitimate ace with elite stuff from the left side, improved command, and a fearless mentality. He's a frontline starter capable of leading a playoff rotation. His pitch mix neutralizes both lefties and righties, and he has a swing and miss arsenal to dominate any lineup. He's a Blake Snell with probably better command and efficiency, that type of fastball from the left side, that kind of stuff. But he's probably going to be more consistent. We've seen Blake Snell have up and down years. Tariq Skubal is going to be a legitimate ace in this league for years to come. Four-seam fastball is a dominant pitch that plays at the top of the zone with life, gets strong vertical ride, and consistently generates whiffs and weak fly ball contact. His changeup is his most improved pitch and key to his success against righties. The pitch fades to the arm side with good deception off his fastball. Not a strikeout pitch, but a very effective soft contact generator.
Let's go Thursday versus right-handed pitcher Kyer Montero versus Paul Skeens. This year, Montero 3-1 with a 4.24 ERA, 51 innings, 10 games, 34 Ks with a 1.43 WHIP. Arsenal is a four-seam at 30% of the time, sits 93, 94 miles per hour, slider, sinker, curve, change, back-end starter, swingman depending on command and pitch development. The four-seam fastball has solid velocity with some riding life up in the zone. Command can be inconsistent. He can miss over the plate or struggle to get ahead, so got to jump on those pitches when they are there. And then the slider is by far the best secondary weapon, a short, late-breaking pitch that can generate whiffs, especially against righties. He uses it as a go-to strikeout pitch when ahead in the count. Scott, before we move on, that preview was brought to you by Sports Card Junction, the best sports card shop in all of Pittsburgh, 9011 Perry Highway. I encourage you to go into the shop and just browse around. Baseball, football, basketball, hockey, Pokemon, whatever your heart desires, Sports Card Junction has you covered. They got a sports card bar there where you could sit down, open your cards, discuss it with friends. They just had a trade night. Go follow them on all social media, Sports Card Junction, or you go to their website, sportscardjunction.com, where they can bring you to their eBay page and much, much more. Make sure you go to Sports Card Junction for all of your hobby needs.
Love it, man. Love it. Definitely check out Sports Card Junction. Let's get into our players of the week to close out this episode. Adam, do you want to take us through our hitter of the week?
Sure. It's none other than Andrew McCutchen. 8 for 25 on the week, 2 doubles, 2 home runs, 5 RBIs, hitting .320. He was our offense for the most part against the Cubs. He's provided some power, some slug. Andrew McCutchen has not been the problem, by far the least of our concerns right now with this offense.
And then pitcher of the week. We're going to go a little bit, off scale here. Paul Skeens could be pitcher of the week every week. He's just pitching to an ace level. But I really like what I saw from Mike Burrows this week. He went 4 1/3 against the Marlins on Monday. He gave up 4 hits and 2 earned, but 6 Ks. He had 9 whiffs. And then he bounced back on Saturday with 5 1/3 at Wrigley, 5 hits, 1 earned, 8 Ks, generates 16 whiffs. So he had about 26 whiffs this week. He looks good, man. I think he can be a mainstay in this rotation, whether that be in the middle or the back end. And I think he's going to continue getting better and better. So loved what I saw from him this week, and I'm excited to see him this weekend in Texas, or at home against Texas.
Right. We will be at all the games this weekend. We will be in the field. We will be doing a pregame show, live show at Allegheny in the morning at 10 a.m. And then likely to be determined another postgame show at Proper Brick Oven. We'll keep you updated on that. Go to that show at Allegheny. You ask a question live in person, you get a free coffee. We were talking before we hit record. Allegheny Coffee had to be closed this weekend, right? And we tried some other coffee shops in the Strip. And listen, all these coffee shops, they have their own vibe. Everybody is entitled to their own opinion. But man, Allegheny Coffee is by far the best.
Yeah.
It's the best.
Not even close.
It's not even close. Go to Allegheny Coffee on Saturday, 10 a.m. Come say hi, ask a question, get a free coffee, and then potentially join us after the game at Proper Brick Oven downtown for a post-game show and some after-game drinks. Make sure you go over to YouTube, subscribe, like, leave a comment, tell a friend to tell a friend. If you're listening, I love you. Leave a 5-star review. That helps us out a ton. Download the episodes. Go to social media. Like, follow, share. If you share our videos to your friends, just click that little arrow button. Send it to your mom. Say, hey, these guys are cool. Look at this. That's fun. That's funny.
They've got dumb faces, but they're cool to listen to.
Yeah. They could be better, but look at it. Look at this. They make me smile occasionally, maybe once every couple of weeks. That helps us out a ton. So share the videos, like it, leave a comment. If you have any questions that you want us to ask fans, the players, whatever it be, if you got any bit ideas you want us to do, we'll do just about anything. Let us know. All right. We appreciate everybody's support. And until next time, raise it.
Raise it.
Best seats at the Pirates game, they let me run the base. Yeah, my time is like my money, cause I can't afford to waste. Wifey is a lawyer, take my date to my dates, or the steak by the plates and